All right, if you haven't been joining us yet, you need to go to the first part of this, which is going to start with Imperium, then we go into Chaos, then Xenos. Now we are just going to wrap this up with our final thoughts on where our tier list stands, and if we make any final adjustments, seeing kind of where all the factions are right now, and then obviously we're going to expand into all of the individual factions. We're going to kind of give them a rating on some statistics that we've come up with, and then kind of take those statistics and make a different tier list based on where they fall kind of stat-wise. So that's going to be a really fun addition onto this. I'm joined, like always, with Thomas and Damien. All right, guys, we're jumping into this. What adjustments are we feeling with this? I know we talked about Chaos Knights in one of the other ones, and the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm putting Chaos Knights down to F tier, because we kind of said, how are they going to win a game, right? Like, how?
I mean, if you're talking about a really competitive list, I don't think you can win with all knights. I just don't think there's a build out there that's going to win. There's some nice builds with some Morax knights and little baby knights running around that can do a lot of work, but I mean, like, you're not OPSEC. You know, they don't have to kill anything. They could just be taking the points.
You can play the mission. You can just play the mission. You can win against knights.
Yeah, I just think that's good.
So knights are unplayable. You heard it here. They are unplayable.
If you think you have the winning knight build, please let us know.
Let us know, and you can come and film it and put it. But I'll tell you right now, they're unplayable in our minds. So,
and I'm happy to play my AdMech list against any knight list. Anytime.
So then we kind of work up here. Is there anything else that stands out to you guys that you think needs to be moved based on kind of where we're placing this and what we've talked about in your guys' minds? How are we feeling about this?
Oh man, Deathwatch looking lonely on the D, the bottom of the scale there. Something about that just doesn't look right. But I don't know. Like, did Grey Knights fall down with them? I mean, there's some heavy silencer builds, and Baby Carrier, Bjorn, what are those things called?
The Dread Knights.
Dread Knights.
Yeah, man, not Baby Carriers, dude. Dread Knight is. How do you go from a name from Dread Knight to Baby Carrier? Get out of here.
Yeah, mine are Mandalorian, so mine are pretty BA.
Yeah, so I mean, do they fit in there with that low tier? Does Tau drop down? I think that they in a vacuum. They have some good builds, but like, they're not going to win a whole tournament. So I mean, how are we ranking this thing?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't have to be perfect, right? I mean, yes, everything is going to have its positives and negatives and stuff like that. But like, if there's anything that is an outlier that you think should go drastically up or drastically down, I don't think a one tier change is something that matters at all. Like, if Deathwatch is in D or they're at the bottom of C or vice versa with Grey Knights, like, who cares? Like, if Grey Knights go up to the end of B, cool. They're better than Tau and Drukari. Like, you gained a lot of traction, guys. I'm happy for you. You're better than Tau. Like,
out of that 64-man tournament, hey man, you're now 37th. Well done.
Like, but I think you go the opposite way. Like, you get to the S tier, right, which is like the cut above, right? If you say, well, if you drop Tyranids down to A, that seems more of a jump than Grey Knights.
So it probably is, because you're saying that, like, you're saying S plus, like, these guys are overpowered. They're really hard to beat. These are really strong. Like, they have a lot to them. You're not just going to win a game by playing it like with your eyes closed, but they're there. But now, right, if you knock them down,
hold on a second.
What are we holding on?
Hold on a second. Are you saying?
Yes, I am.
That you think I can just win my AdMech with my eyes closed?
Pretty much. That's what I just said.
Get out of town!
That's what I just said.
Oh my gosh! I'm done with both of you. Maybe it's all skewed. It's all bullcrap. It's all bullcrap.
Maybe it's a power gamer been trying to play the top tier list all the way at the beginning.
Sorry, keep going.
So yeah, I mean, if you think something needs to be moved, we can adjust it. Like, I feel pretty good about this. I think it's a good starting point, and we can adjust stuff as it's coming out. And I really think that once we take the stats that we, kind of talked about, we want to kind of rank each of these factions. What we're going to rank them on in the next part of the tier list stuff is going to be their
Now,
defense.
these are our own categories that we made it up, guys.
Yes,
so it's
100%
not,
own categories. Let me change this
just,
to my face really quick. I'm going to
this
change
is
the
just
screen.
our opinion, and like Brad actually came up with them, and Bird and I just agreed these are a great way to kind of just categorize, and we're going to put boxes in. It's going to be cool. So
to wrap this video up to end it, that is where our tier list stands. The next part, we are going to take every faction and we're going to break them down like so. And we'll go over this, but just so you guys know what the next step is, we're going to go over their defense, and this is going to be their durability and survivability. And all these are going to be ranked on a 1 to 10 scale. And then we're going to give them an offensive rank, which is like kill power and their mobility, a primary objectives, how easily they can score them or deny them, a secondaries objectives, how easily they can score them or deny them, CP farm, which is how much CP do they start with? Are you starting with the full 12? Are you getting additional? Does it cost a lot of warlord traits, relics? And then how fast do you burn through them with strats? And how good of strats do you have that allow your army to be good? So a lot of different things into that. And then list flexibility. Can you beat the meta, or can you only play the meta? Basically, this goes down to what Damien was saying, where, this Mech Eldar list is really strong. Well, I'm sorry, that is not high list flexibility. Right? You're playing the meta. You are not beating the meta. And if you only have a single list that your faction can play, it does not have enough flexibility to be able to deal with stuff as the meta shifts, as new codexes come out, right? So you look at Space Marines, they have huge list flexibility. They're really strong in that category. So this is what we're going to rank everybody off of. And then what I would like to do is I would like to take the S+ tier to the F tier, and I would like to give them point value ranges. I want this to be a super unbiased thing, and I want the numbers to feed a tier list. I want to say, hey, in S+, it is 95 to 100. If you cannot score 95 to 100, or I don't even know if that would score correctly, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, so 60 points. So I'd have to go do this math still. So out of 60 points, if you can't score, 55 to 60, you are not an S+ tier thing. And that is literally based on just what we're putting here. So we're going to get a completely different tier list. And I think that that's good. So I think we have this tier list where it is very opinion based and on paper versus what we're seeing based. And then we have this other one of what do our raw numbers for each category, where does it place these factions?
How do they all flush out when we actually put them to the metal?
And neither one of these are correct. Neither one of them are perfect. But what it does is it gives you two completely different ways to look at how factions align. And then we can kind of use that to say, look, Space Marines ended up in the same place. So clearly Space Marines are like, they're there, they're good, right? And then maybe we'll get something super skewed like, hey, Tau actually ended up being an A. Who'd have thunk? But and right, we're gonna get all these really cool talking points.
I know we want to keep those videos short, but I do think it would be pretty cool. I don't know if we have to build a list for everything, but it'd be pretty cool if we tried to come up with, I mean, maybe we do. Maybe we just put our feelers out there.
Sounds like different videos. List videos? Let's do it.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should just have at least one list that we all agree on for each faction that's like, hey, this is a pretty darn good list.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I like this. Just like if you see a list that you want to rank, this is a great way to just go rank that particular list.
Yeah, and just seeing, and it's not perfect, right? But it's going to give you an idea of like, oh yeah, this list really doesn't have too much offense. Like it has no kill power, or mobility, right? If you don't have either one of those, you're in a really bad spot.
And that's kind of the point for the whole video that we're doing right here for you guys, right? So you guys at home, if you're trying to become a more competitive player, or even if you're just trying to just figure out if an army's good or not to take to your Tuesday night or Wednesday night gaming night or whatever, when that starts opening up, like that, the whole purpose is for you guys to be able to have a metric to be able to kind of just at least gauge, can I check these boxes to potentially win a game? Why are my knights not scoring more than 20 points in a game? Why? And we can kind of put it on here and look at it and see, where they are. And that's why we're doing it.
All right. Well, that does it for this one. Quick and dirty and simple. Thanks for watching. Comment. Let us know what your tier list is. Once again, we want this to really generate a lot of talking points and traction. If there's other content you guys want us to do, give us suggestions in the comment. We're always open to it.
My last thing I do want to say
Damien
before
has one more
you
thing to say. Let's listen.
Let's go. let's go ahead and put AdMech down to F, because I think it's a really hard army to play, and I think it's not just a plug and play army.
Basically, because we said he can play it blindfolded, he now understands. We'll see you next time.
See you guys.